What's going on, folks? How's everybody doing today? Good evening, Pixie. How are you recovering after your surgery? Sorry, I just caught that there. How are you recovering after your surgery? Hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing okay. My Sunday's been pretty fun. Actually, my Sunday's been pretty fun. Um, I got to, they don't tell you this part about like when you become a parent and stuff, which is pretty crazy, right? So like you like as a as a dad who was like really big into sports and all that sort of stuff when I was in high school and stuff like that, right? Like you're ready for your kids to do different activities, of all sorts, right? You're ready for your kids to do all sorts of activities, right? What's going on over here? Do I have to hide that for a second? I'll hide that for a second. That's fine. You're ready for your kids to do all sorts of activities, all sorts of them, right? Um, but you don't expect that they're gonna just do a bunch of activities that you never did. Like they're gonna just completely polar opposite everything you did. You don't expect that. So what did I spend my day doing? I spent my day helping my daughter learn a color guard routine. That's what I learned. That's what I did. Which is crazy because my high school didn't even have a color guard. What is going on over here? Yeah, I didn't even have a color guard. I didn't. Nothing. So I'm learning how to twirl flags and shit. Isn't that cool? I haven't seen you on TikTok this whole year since before the election. That's pretty impressive. Like, considering I'm on 6 days a week, it is actually kind of impressive that you missed me. It's hard not to see me. The impressive part is that you didn't see me. What is going on? All right, hold on. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. Like seeing some very strange numbers. It's okay. I think it's because I threw a little something extra on the screen. We'll see if this actually starts to work in a second. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't have to restart anything, but these numbers are strange. Anyways, yeah, no, that's impressive, Josh. I will give it to you. The fact that you've somehow missed me, considering I'm on 6 days a week, is really good. I'm proud of you. You're probably cutting your screen time down. Is that what it is? Are you cutting your screen time down? That's good for you. That's good. Hold it. You're on 6 days a week and that's supposed to impress me? I'm not trying to impress you. I don't know you. Why would I try to impress you? Who are you? Why would I try to impress someone insignificant? Why would I be trying to impress someone who does not matter at all? That'd be weird. That'd be so strange to be like, guys, I really want to impress this person who I don't know and hasn't ever accomplished anything in their life. I really hope I don't, I really hope somebody that does not matter and never accomplished anything in their life thinks I'm cool. I hope they think I'm cool, guys. Sorry. I know for a lot of you Trump supporters, I know it's very, very weird. But it is okay to just not really care if people like you or not. It's all right. I know Trump. You guys see Trump, and like Putin comes in and he starts blushing. Right, he gets all in his feelings, and he's just like, "Oh my God, I love you." Like, "Oh my God, Putin told me I'm pretty today," and he gets all in his feels, and I get it. You think that like the right way to go about things now is to just be really really worried about that. You know, I get it. I get it. It makes complete sense. Truly does. All right, y'all. Well, I'm waiting on my numbers to recover a little bit. I'm wondering if it's because I added that little something to my screen and when I first started, and I think it's having a little bit of a rough time getting started on some of my other channels. Um, oh, she did, Vicky. Yeah, that shit's complicated. So, anyways, I'm trying to see if it recovers a little bit. Actually, start seeing some people in here. If not, I'll have to shut down, do like restarts and all sorts of stuff. But I don't think I'll have to do that. I think I just have to give it a little bit of time, just get things going. It's okay. But truth of the matter is, truthfully, we will be doing a charity event today. That is very true. We will be doing a charity event today. There is a very needy cause, and any proceeds that come from the day will be going to that, which is pretty awesome. I think it's pretty awesome. Why are these numbers so light? Oh, goodness, I just touched something I didn't mean to. That was weird. Anyways, we're about to get to it. We'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to some conversation, some debate, some banter, some all that fun stuff. Pokemon, I was going to announce all of it to begin with, but I think I'm gonna wait until a few more people get in here. These are about the lightest numbers I've seen in 3 months. So, and that's when I started on YouTube. So, I think I'm gonna allow a little bit of people to come in here. Hell, I had more people in this in for my podcast that I did this weekend, and I'd never even done that. Never even done my podcast, and I had more people in it than this. So, we'll get there. We'll get there. Or we won't. I don't know. I know I'm having a good Sunday, and I look cute today. So that's what's really important. That's what's really important. I'm having a good day, and I look cute today. It's wild. All right, why are numbers going down? This is tripping me out. Okay, y'all, if you guys are on the TikTok side, you stay exactly where you're at. You don't have to go anywhere. If you're on any of the other sides, I don't know what's going on with my lives right now, but they are both obnoxiously low. So I'm going to end both of them, and I'm going to restart both of them in about a minute. Okay, so well, they're both crazy low. Like crazy low. Strange. You know what? I'll let it go for a second. We'll see what's up. You know what I'll do is I'll bring up a guest over here. And see if it recovers in a minute or so. If not, then I'll just restart it. That's perfect. It's easy stuff. Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 20.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No. I was gonna say the only reason that I do support him is because he's realizing or he's helping us realize who the bad people are around us, or like the
You
people
needed
who
Trump for that?
want to harm us. No, that there are some people who it was really apparent after they voted for him a second time. Like the first time may have been, oh, okay, I thought he was gonna be a good choice. Then you realize he wasn't, and then you voted for him a second time, and then a third time.
Yeah, if you voted for him
Yeah.
the first time, I think you kind of figured it out. But yeah, I don't need like multiple times in order to figure it out. But regardless of any of that, I mean, there's a lot of bad people that voted for Harris too. Understanding who's around you that's bad is just, you know, your reception is really not good. But anyways, I gotta drop you because your reception is really, really horrible. Like really, really bad. Sorry, it's like really, really bad. Oh my god, I don't even have my chat up over here. What is going on here? What are we doing over here? What are we doing over here? I didn't get it up in. I didn't get it up in time. Heyo. But Debbie, thank you so much for the 5 gifted members on YouTube. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, and Whiskey Gump, welcome to the team. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for the membership. All right, we're gonna open up these phone lines and see if anything happens. Again, like the numbers on the stream are being very, very strange, and I'm very confused. So I'm hoping I don't have to restart anything, but I'm gonna try to get this thing started. I'm gonna really, really try to get this thing started.
It's insane.
I'm gonna really, really try to get this thing started, and we'll see what happens. But Gina, thank you so much for the was it 279 Canadian that says you look cute every day. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you so much, Gina. That is very, very sweet of you. I don't know. This is fucking weird. It feels creepy.
It's insane.
It feels strange. It feels strange. There's no phone calls yet. This is so weird. Debbie, thank you for 5 more gifted. Thank you so much for the 5 more gifted subs. I really, really appreciate that. That's very, very sweet. With the 10 gifted to start out. W's in the chat for Debbie for the 10 gifted. Oh my goodness, that was very sweet. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much, Debbie. Hello, how are you?
What's up, brother?
Hi, how old are you?
35, 36.
Awesome. Do you
36.
support Trump? Hi, do you support Trump?
No.
All right. Well, awesome. I appreciate it, but I am only looking for Trump supporters right now. But thank you. I do really appreciate that. Sorry, we're trying to get this thing moving. So we definitely no friendlies to start the day out. I apologize. Definitely no friendlies to start the day out. You know what? My numbers are very low right now, and I am confused, but I am getting a lot of like just love today. I will say that. I'm getting like a lot of love today. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, man?
Good. How old are you?
Me, I'm 19 years old.
Awesome. What year were you born?
I was born in 2006.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't. It's me again. Man, just wanted to say, love your content. Keep up the support. I talked to Ari earlier. She's doing really well on her stream. She was
Good.
calling her a bunch of Trump supporters, and I love it all, man. You know,
Perfect.
like you're changing minds, like young minds. You're molding them, man. I don't know why these people come on your streams and are just messing around with you. I don't. They should really be respecting you. Like you're telling the truth to them, and they just
Respect my authority. No. Dude, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I got someone else calling in. I am gonna move on. I appreciate you, man. That guy's cool. I like that guy. I actually need to save him. He's like my hype man. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, just to give context, I originally, when he was first running, like 2016, I was young. I wasn't even 18 at the time, and just from what I was getting, at least at least what was shown to me, because like my parents were obviously like, I don't know, they're supporters of him. So I didn't know too much about him, and it was kind of just portrayed to me that he was good. So like I kind of just ran with it, you know what I mean? It was kind of just like a bias.
So you just chose not to use your brain at all, and that's why you support him?
Well, I mean, I was obviously seeing like the memes and stuff, you know what I mean? I wasn't under a rock.
Yeah, memes are a
Yeah.
great way to pick a political candidate.
Well, okay. I couldn't vote myself. What do you mean? I wasn't even 18.
But you
This was
support him
back when I
now.
wasn't old enough to vote. Okay, you didn't. This is why I'm trying to give context, and you're cutting me off.
Well, sir, I don't really want context. Do you support Trump right
Okay,
now?
well, so do I support Trump right now? I supported him when it was time to vote for him. Do I support his decisions as of currently today? Not so much.
Well, that's smart that you should not support them now. And it's a good thing that when, back in, well, I guess it doesn't really matter, back in November when you did support him, I guess.
I will
just
say
kinda
I
strange.
voted for him. I will say I voted for him. Do I regret it? Yeah.
Yeah, probably a smart move. But hey, it's a good thing to support, to regret our bad decisions,
Yeah. I mean, do I think that like the other runner-ups were any better? Probably not.
No, but they were.
That's the thing, is like we won't know unless they get their shot next time. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
don't need to
That's
know.
my
They could
opinion.
have all been horrible and still been better than Trump. So, yeah, no,
Yeah,
we know.
In my opinion, they could have been worse. They could have been better.
No,
I
they
don't
couldn't have
know,
been
'cause
worse.
we
How
just
could they
don't
have
know.
possibly been worse?
It could always get worse, brother.
How?
I don't know. See, the thing is with Trump, I think he kind of Trojan horsed this on this one, so I kind of have trust issues from
Well,
this
sir,
point
you can't
on.
Trojan horse on your third time running for president. When it's your third time and your second time you
mean-
won, it's kind of hard to Trojan horse.
You
but-
kind of can.
No, you can't. You knew what you were getting, right? Well, maybe you didn't
You
because
had
you had
the
just
unpopular
like,
vote up until what, like last year?
yeah.
So you can't make a come around?
You can't make a come around. What do you mean?
How are you saying you can't Trojan horse in your third term? As if he wasn't hated.
So
and
the
got
whole point
the
of a
popular vote
Trojan
back.
horse is that it's a sneak attack. It's a surprise that you're jumping into.
It
If
is a surprise.
that
because
would be
people-
that would be like
the
if the
propaganda. No, the propaganda that he would have been a fit president again, got everyone to vote for him. Because if you're saying did he not get voted for?
sir, what's a Trojan horse? Sir, what's a Trojan horse?
So who did you vote for?
Sir, what's a Trojan horse?
We know what a Trojan horse is.
Well,
It
no,
is
I don't know
it's a
if we
horse.
do. I
Like,
do.
what, the
I'm wondering
story
if
of
you
the
do or
Trojan
not.
Horse,
Sure.
or what a Trojan horse is.
Sure. What's the story of the Trojan horse?
They sent a horse through the gates, and inside was an army of fucking soldiers, or whatever the fuck you'd call them.
Yeah. And why did
And
they let them
popped
inside
out
the
and
gates?
Snuck attack them
Why did they let the horse inside the gates?
because they thought it was a gift.
Right. And then they found out that the gift was actually a trap in which which soldiers were
Exactly.
inside. So let's say in 2016, Donald Trump was a Trojan horse and there was a giant horse statue, outside, and you're like, oh, this is a gift. They left it. Let's bring them inside the gates. Let them attack us from the inside. Right. And they're like, oh, shit, we fucking failed. That fucked us up. That was so horrible. That's a bad thing.
It's insane.
All right, cool. So now the second time he ran for president, another Trojan horse showed up and we went, you know what? I bet you that there's soldiers inside of that again. That's probably bad. It was bad the first time. We should probably check it again because it's probably soldiers in there again. And then the third time he runs, it's like, okay, like we know that there's soldiers in there. All right. Like you made a glass Trojan horse, right? Like you brought a Trojan horse up that was completely made of glass. We can see all of the soldiers in there that are trying to destroy us, right? Why would we let that inside of our gates?
Yeah, I mean that is fair.
Yeah, because the whole point of the Trojan horse is it's a surprise. It's not something you were expecting. It's never something you've received before. You didn't know that it was going to happen. By the time Donald Trump has now ran for president for the fourth time, actually, and already been president once, we knew exactly what we were getting. Plus, he told you, hey, There's soldiers in the horse. He told you everything that he was going to do, so you don't get to really prove the Trojan horse comment, right?
What do you disagree with on Trump? Like, are you against deportations and stuff? Like, because I'm not personally, at least
Against
that.
deportations of who?
I'm not.
Donald Trump has deported people to torture prisons. He's deported people to countries they don't belong to that are war torn and famine. He's deported American citizens. He's deported fathers of U.S. Marines. He's deported kids with cancer that without their cancer treatment. He's mentioned deporting and denaturalizing American citizens.
I don't believe like the citizens part. I know that there is a number.
You cannot
of
believe him, but he
citizens.
said it.
He said it, but did he do it?
Well, no, he's trying to do it. He hasn't gotten there yet, right?
I don't think he's
Like if
gonna
somebody
do it.
like do
That
you have
won't
like
ever
do you have like a
pass.
girlfriend or anything like that?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah.
Awesome.
but
If someone came up
for
to
what?
your girlfriend and said, "Hey, I'm gonna unalive her," would you be like, "Well, you know what? He didn't do it yet, so we should just not really worry about it. It doesn't really make much sense, right? Because it's like yeah, he hasn't done it yet. He stated he is trying to do it, right? And he's actively trying to do it, and he's pulled out all the weapons and shown you all the weapons and shown exactly how he's going to try to unalive your girlfriend. Would you then go?
Okay, well,
Would you then hold on, sir?
what
Would you
groups
then
of
go?
people are-
Well, he hasn't done it yet.
Okay, I understand what your little point is, but listen.
It's not my little point. It's the reality of the situation that we're actually in right now. And I'm asking you right now if
No,
that's
you're
what
giving
is if you'd have that
hypotheticals.
same
Okay,
reaction.
are you gonna read a third hypothetical off to me? Okay.
Well,
Like, I'm not
I mean, as soon as
offended.
you catch one, then I guess I can stop.
No, I did catch one.
Well, then
I
how
caught
about you
the first
respond to
one.
it?
Okay, let me respond.
Cool.
So, out of all the citizens, what groups of citizens is he primarily going to target?
Yeah, right. So he's targeted birthright citizenship. He said he's going to denaturalize people like Rosie O'Donnell. He said he's going to denaturalize people like Zohran Mamdani, both people who are American citizens.
But do they have ties?
Do they have ties? Ties to what?
Yeah, like what's their? Why would they be getting kicked out if they're citizens?
Because Donald Trump doesn't like them
For what?
for whatever reason.
No, there has to be a reason.
Gotcha. So you think that the president should be able to take citizenship away from American citizens just based on whether he likes them or not?
No, if there's a fucking valid fucking reason.
All right,
if
awesome.
they
So
have,
he
like,
said he was going
terrorist
to, yeah.
ties-
So he said he was going to denaturalize Rosie O'Donnell because she
Mhm.
called him out on some shit on a talk show 15 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't. To be fair, I honestly don't know who that is.
Okay, well, you should look it up because she's an American citizen who just Donald Trump just doesn't like because he got all in his feelings. And
Mhm.
now he says
Okay.
he's going to denaturalize her.
Yeah. Well, that one's dumb. That's stupid. Okay. Well, how about the other dude?
How about we just don't denaturalize American citizens? Why are you trying to make specific examples
Well,
about
okay,
freaking American
listen,
citizens?
if
Because
there's a-
here's
if
the
there's a
thing. No, hold on.
citizen-
Oh, here's
if
the
there's
thing,
a
sir. No,
citizen
hold
that
on,
has
sir. I'm in the middle of
ISIS
saying
ties,
this.
they should
Hey,
not be
hey,
a US citizen.
hello. I'm talking still. Cool. Yeah, if we have American citizens that have terrorist ties, then what we do is we arrest them and put them on trial to find out if that's true, and then we send them to prison if they do.
Yeah. No, we don't need people in our prisons like that.
We don't
Fuck
need
no.
we don't need criminals in our prison.
We don't need terrorists in the prisons.
Well,
Not in
sir,
general
how do we know whether
population, at
they're
least.
terrorists or not?
You wouldn't be getting arrested as a terrorist unless you were a terrorist.
Gotcha. So no one in
There's
the United
terrorist
States
threats.
has ever been arrested
There's
for a
terrorist
crime they
threats.
didn't commit.
Yeah, you're mistaking terrorist threats.
Yeah,
You
gotcha.
get terrorist
So what you're
threats for
saying,
going
sir, is that
insane and
nobody in the
attack
United
someone.
States has ever been arrested for a crime that they didn't commit?
Oh no, that's totally incorrect.
Oh, no, but that's what you're
I'm gonna
saying
take
because
it
you're
that
saying
way.
if somebody was arrested on charges, then they must have committed those charges.
For terrorist crimes, most of the time terrorist crimes are heavily investigated before anyone gets arrested.
Right. And then once they're arrested, what happens?
They usually already have a fucking mountain of evidence on them to fucking charge them
Right. And then that evidence goes to what?
with terrorism. I didn't hear your last part.
Yeah. What happens with that evidence once they collect it all?
What happens with the evidence once they collect it all? Like what they fucking charge you. What do you mean?
They charge you, and then what happens after they charge you?
You should go to prison, but you shouldn't be in a
No, you
general
go to
population prison.
trial, sir. You go to trial to find out if the evidence that they're claiming they have on you is actually true or not, because then you have to be convicted by
You don't
a
have
jury.
to go to trial.
and
It's your choice to go to trial.
excuse
No,
me?
You don't have to go to trial.
Oh, all right. Okay, gotcha. So you're saying, I'm sorry. We can take out the 0 people ever who have been accused of crimes like that and have just said, I don't want a trial at all. So we can take out all 0 of those
Yeah,
people
I
first.
chose to not
And
have a
then we
trial.
can, were you accused of terrorism?
Terrorist threats?
Were you accused of terrorism?
Terrorist threats?
You were accused of terrorist threats and you just said, I don't want to go to trial. I'm just guilty.
It was terrorist threats on other shit. I'm not going to name the other shit, though. I'm not
So you're a
doing that.
terrorist.
No, I'm not a terrorist.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of
It all
weird
got
that this
tried-
guy's
all
like a
got
literal,
dropped.
apparently
It
this
was
guy's a
conspiracy
literal
charges. It
terrorist
was
that's up here
conspiracy.
arguing about
It was
terrorism with me.
conspiracy
That's kind of
charges, and they
fucking
all got
strange.
dropped to a misdemeanor. You're stupid.
Oh, they got dropped, so you didn't waive your right to trial.
No, they all got dropped. I took a deal. You're stupid. I took a deal.
Yeah.
I pled guilty, took a deal, and they only hit me with a misdemeanor, and I had to pay a bunch of fines and do. a bunch of
Yeah,
community
and
service.
where did they petition the court in order to drop it from a felony to a misdemeanor?
In my arraignment, you fucking dumbass.
And your
It wasn't a
arraignment happened
trial.
in
There
a
was no
what?
Jury. A trial is with a jury. You don't always have to have a jury. You're
Sir,
stupid.
that's just the early part of
You're
a
wrong.
trial.
You're literally no. You're incorrect on
Sir,
that. You don't have
the-
to have a jury every time you go to court.
I didn't say you had to have a jury every time you went to
did.
court.
You just did.
You
You literally
dumbass.
because you're trying to make me look stupid by saying
No,
that.
you're making yourself
It's
look stupid.
insane.
I'm not trying at all. I'm trying
an
zero
arraignment?
amount. I'm trying 0 amount. You're doing the whole making yourself
What's an
look stupid
arraignment
thing.
right now? Tell me what
You're
an
making the
arraignment
whole
is.
you look stupid thing done on
Tell
your
me what an
own,
arraignment
okay?
is without going on Google.
Sir. Nobody was arguing that every court case ends in a trial. Not all things that end up in a court are even criminal cases. Okay? You can have civil cases, you can have all sorts of different cases that happen, okay? You're saying, okay, that people, okay, that freaking are convicted of or that are accused of terrorism don't get their day in court, and I'm saying that they do. Donald Trump doesn't want them to have their day in court. He wants them to just be deported without being proven of any of the crimes they committed. So based off of that, what you're saying is that you should be deported right now.
I should be deported
Yeah.
for no. That just doesn't.
Why
even
not?
make
You were
sense,
arrested, were
dude.
you not?
Yeah, I was.
Well, Donald Trump's arresting people, not giving them any trial and sending them to torture prisons.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't care what you believe. Your belief has no bearing on reality.
Arresting who? People that don't. You're talking about non-citizens.
I don't care whether you're a non-citizen or not. You think? Oh, so you're saying that people that are non-citizens deserve to get tortured?
They're not getting tortured, dude.
Sir, I'm not asking your opinion on whether they're getting tortured. They
I'm
were
telling
sent
you
to
they're not getting
CCOT,
tortured.
which
They're
is
not
a
getting tortured in our
worldwide.
country.
Sir,
Fuck no, they're
sir,
not.
sir. Try to. I know you're
Prove
like.
it.
I know you're barely old enough to be an adult, but you could at least try to act
Give
like one. Okay.
context. Give
I was
context.
literally
Like,
in the
DMV
middle
or
of my
not.
sentence giving context, and you just cut me off.
Okay, cry about it. Just
I'm not crying
continue.
about it, sir. I would just like to talk to an adult. Can you try to be one?
You can continue talking, or you can just keep fucking crying about it. Just keep
Okay,
talking.
or what I could also do something else. You wanna know what else I could do?
I'll do it for you.
Oh. I guess you just hung up. But that's exactly what I expect a child to do. All right, y'all. We're going to move on to the next caller. Hopefully one that's freaking, I don't know, not a complete child over here. I guess we don't have to restart. I guess the numbers are kind of recovering right now. But thank you so much. Pokemoon said kid is against the democracy 100%. They also said U.S. economy rely on ODR nations, and he is a villain 100%. Y'all, I am going to do something that I do not. Thank you so much, Pokemoon. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna do something I don't do very, very often, and I've already seen a few donations. Okay, hey y'all, I'm just gonna say this thing real quick. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It was is having a rough time. Hey, look, so all the donations that actually come and are given to this live today are going to go to a couple kids that I just found out about this weekend who are in desperate need of some funds to get out of an abusive relationship. Okay? Like desperate need. All right? You guys know I don't come to you guys about this stuff like very often. I really, truly, I try hard not to, but it really is. They're escaping an abusive relationship in Indiana. They have made it out to Kentucky. They are trying to get down here to Florida, where someone that I know who is a 100% disabled veteran is going to take care of him. They don't have the rental car, the gas, any of the things that they need to get down here. And once they get down here, there is no clothes, there is no beds, there is no infrastructure that is ready for them when they get here. Okay. So I am asking you guys, if you have the ability, right? If you have the financial ability in order to help these kids, I would really, 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 truly appreciate it. Okay. I wanted to do this yesterday, but I wanted to make sure that I could vet this situation. I could vet this situation thoroughly, right? Because I do not want to come to you guys unless I know 100% that the situation that I come to you guys with is actually in a true state of need. So if you guys have any type of finance that you could actually put towards this and help these kids, I will make sure that all of the proceeds from this go to those kids. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I do have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polly Politics, just like my name. Also, super chats and all the normal stuff like that also will also help go to them. You don't have to put it in there that it's for them or anything like that. All the donations, any donations that I get tonight will all go to that. I am really, 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 truly hoping to get them my goal for the night, and like I said, I know this is a stretch of a goal. My goal for the night is I hope to get them close to $1,000 to be able to pay for the car, the gas, and all of the things they need to get down here, plus make sure they have beds and all that sort of stuff when they come down here. No, Z-Gen, this is not the person from the other day. This is somebody completely new. But if you guys have the ability to do that, I really, really appreciate that. If you don't, I also understand that. Okay. I really, really get it. I truly do. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to flash this a couple times during the night on the screen to make sure it gets out there. But if you guys can, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines, keep these conversations going. I really, really appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Awesome.
So why are you trafficking children?
Fuck are you talking about?
Really
Hello, how are you?
Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Is this sorry, Polly Politics?
Yep, that's me. How old are you?
25.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
I overall like
It's
his
insane.
policies, and I think America is better having him. And also, I didn't like Biden, so.
Well, I don't know what Biden has to do with it, considering he dropped out of the race and he was running against Kamala Harris. So not liking Biden really has zero, zilch, or anything to do with what's going on right now. And even when you talk about Kamala Harris, I mean, literally in reality, she had nothing to do with what's going on right now. I'm asking if you support him right now. So you're saying that you support his policies.
now.
Which policies are you supporting of his?
Well, I just want to say, you didn't originally specify right now, so I apologize. I didn't. You said, do I support Trump?
Do you support
I'm
Trump?
saying
Did
part of the
did I
reason
say,
why I
did you
voted
support
for
Trump?
him.
Because
You said,
did
do I?
would be
I'm saying,
past
why?
tense, do would be present tense.
Okay.
So I asked you,
fair enough.
do you support Trump?
Fair
like
enough.
currently?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. So what policies of Donald Trump do you support right now?
I like Trump's international policy.
Which
I
policy?
like Trump's number one, his support towards Israel. I like how he's putting America first in regards to other countries and making sure that we pay fair sorry, the word I'm looking for is escaping me. With the tariffs, there we go. That we're paying fair prices for things that other, it used to be much more imbalanced. I think it's a little more balanced now.
So just to be clear, your first two reasons why you support Donald Trump are, I like that he's America first, and also that he's supporting another country first.
It's insane.
Well, America's ally. I mean, yeah, two things could be mutually true. You know.
Yeah, so you
Okay,
like that he's
we support
America
our
first and
allies.
also not America first. Those are your two favorite things about Trump. Makes sense.
Well, supporting our allies helps helps us ultimately. Meaning, ultimately, it's about having our allies strengthen us. No.
Oh, I do 100% think that we should be supporting our allies. The problem with that is Donald Trump is literally alienating us from our allies and immediately reduced, our support for our allies, just not specifically to the one that you think that you like. But see, Israel isn't the whole world, and we need all of our allies, and supporting all of our allies within our, within the world is what's helpful to the United States, not just supporting the one that you feel that you like. And Donald Trump is making it worse with all the rest of them.
Okay, I hear that. I would say though, I mean, the way I think of it, let's say with Israel is, I mean, correct. Would you say Israel? Would you agree with me that Israel is America's strongest ally?
No.
Okay, who would you say is America's strongest ally?
What do you mean by strongest? Let's start there.
You're right. Let me clarify. When I say strongest, meaning we have the strongest bond and connection, the strongest alliance, if you would want to call it that.
No, I would actually say for sure that we have stronger alliances with countries like the UK and even Japan. What makes you
Okay,
think Israel is our strongest ally?
I think there's been an unwavering support coming from Israel. Let's say in the past with other countries, their prime ministers
Canada.
or
Sorry, my bad.
leaders have not always supported America as strongly as Israel
When?
has. Israel has had a long-standing.
Hold on. When did these allies? Can you please tell me when Canada didn't support the United States?
I'm sorry, when who?
Canada didn't support the United States.
Well, recently they haven't been speaking so friendly with. When I say supporting, I don't mean that they've become our enemy. I mean to say that they haven't been as openly supportive of
Gotcha.
America
So
as a-
they've been completely supportive and our complete ally until Donald Trump comes in, tries to say rhetoric about making them our 51st state, tariffs the shit out of them, right? Talks about annexing their fucking country. And then all of a sudden, when Donald Trump starts saying all of this crazy rhetoric, then all of a sudden Canada's not as friendly to us anymore. Do you think if we told Israel we were going to annex them and make them a state, they would be as friendly to us as they are right now?
Probably not. No.
Yeah, see, the reason why Canada isn't as friendly to us right now is because we're not being very friendly to them. Okay, you might have friends in your personal life that you have a close friendship with, but I'm pretty sure if that freaking, that friend that you had, slept with your wife, I'm pretty sure that you would probably be
It's
less good friends with them,
insane.
right?
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
so when your friends treat you like shit, or you treat your friends like shit, and they reciprocate that feeling back to you, or vice versa, right? So that's not their fault. We treated them like shit, and now they're responding to the shit that we treated them poorly on.
So with the tariffs, I can understand your point, and I can agree. Although I will say that the tariffs are not mutually exclusive to Canada. So, meaning that was something that was happening across the board with almost basically every country, including Israel.
No, there was specific tariffs that came out outside of the standard tariffs that went specifically towards Canada and Mexico for complete reasons that made no sense. And you know what else was very specific to Canada that it wasn't to anybody else? The fact that Donald Trump said he was trying to make them the 51st state. He said he was going to annex Canada. What other country did he say that about? I guess besides Greenland.
Greenland? Yeah. Well, besides Greenland, I don't think he's said that. Although I will say that I don't pay attention as much to what Trump says as much as what he does. Because, I think you can agree with me.
And
whether you
what has he
support
done?
Trump or not, just Trump likes to talk, and he talks a lot. But how much of what he says does he actually do?
So your argument for Trump is Trump doesn't do what he says.
No, not what I said. What I said is
No, that's
you're-
exactly what you said.
No, you asked me about about this issue with Trump threatening to annex parts of Canada, and I'm saying that. Well, I'm saying first of all, even if I do, I mean, as a Trump supporter, there are still certain parts like you have to know how to. It's almost like traffic, like you like to drive, but there's a lot of traffic. You have to know how to go in and out of traffic and maneuver through it. You have to know how to understand Trump and not to take everything he says at face value. Because again, he's far from perfect. I'm
Gotcha,
not
sir.
saying that,
So
I
what
agree.
you're saying is you like Trump because he doesn't do what he says. Okay? Because
That's not why
Donald
I
Trump
like
is the
him.
leader of the free world. Okay? Well, for as long as we have that, right? He literally is up on stage talking about annexing another country. That country reacts to that news because that news is fucking crazy. And you're like, well, they should have stuck with us. Honestly, they stuck with us a lot more than they should have, to be completely honest with you. I'm surprised they didn't do a whole shit ton more to the U.S.
No, what I'm saying is that if Trump says something, they shouldn't take it as seriously as they do.
Gotcha.
'Cause, I
So
mean,
when the
Trump
largest,
said that he's
strongest
gonna build the
military in the
wall
world,
on the
when
No,
the
because Trump
largest,
said he's
strongest
gonna build the
military in the
wall.
world says they're going to annex you, they should just ignore it.
I mean, coming from Trump, yeah. Trump said he's going to build the wall on the southern border, which he didn't do. I mean, as a Trump supporter, I would have wanted that.
He
but
tried.
He didn't end up actually building most of the wall.
But he tried.
And he also said Mexico was going to pay for it. And that didn't happen.
Well,
But
he
clearly,
tried.
Trump's track record with what he says is not as accurate as what actually happens.
But
no?
he
It's
tried
insane.
to do both of those things. He tried
failed,
to
I
build the
mean.
wall, okay, and failed. And he tried to get Mexico to pay for it, and he failed. So by that same logic, then that means Donald Trump is going to try to annex Canada and fail? And Canada is supposed to be
Probably.
happy about that?
I mean, again, I think they should just not even pay it any heed, honestly.
Awesome. So if China said they were going to come take over the United States, should we take any heed to that?
I don't know what President Xi, is that his name? President Xi's track record is with what he says. Meaning Trump, again, what Trump says most oftentimes does not come to fruition. So if you have a person,
But sometimes
who
it
likes
does.
to talk, correct, that's true.
So
again,
how
I'm
am
not
I
saying
supposed to
they
know
should
which things
ignore
are
it.
actually going to come true and which ones aren't?
Again, you have to give it some heed. I'm just saying you shouldn't overreact.
Whoa, hold on. So now I have to give some heed to the fact that Donald Trump is trying to annex Canada. So now if I have to give some heed to it, then therefore Canada reacting the way they did is completely valid.
I mean, I guess there's some validity, but again, I think honestly, I think people give Trump too much credit for what he says. So
I think
I'm
people
not-
gave
again, I'm
Trump
not
way
saying
too
that
much
they're-
credit by electing him the president.
Well, again, this is why I said originally that I think part of the election was that people didn't like when I said Biden. I considered Kamala Harris. She was part of the Biden administration. She was, she is her own person, of course, but I think she is a tree branch that grew out. She's part of. She represents the Biden administration and the Obama administration. Again, not officially, not like she ever said it, but she was part of his administration. So I think that's why people
Gotcha.
voted
Yeah.
for
So
Trump,
I
because they
know I
didn't
totally
like
get
Biden
it.
and they didn't
I
like.
totally get it. Like that makes complete sense to me. I totally, you had her that was part of the Biden administration. People didn't like the Biden administration, so we should vote for an incompetent fascist instead. That makes complete sense.
I mean, I wouldn't say Trump's incompetent.
You literally have just been arguing that he's incompetent this entire time.
No,
No, you've literally
what I've
this
been
entire
saying.
time have just been telling me how incompetent Donald Trump is. Okay, by saying that all of the things that he does, he's unable to get done. He would try to build the wall wall at the border of Mexico, failed at that. He tried to get Mexico to pay for it. He failed at that. He says he's going to annex Canada. He's going to fail at that, so we shouldn't take too much heed to it. So literally your entire argument is that he's incompetent.
I wouldn't say failure means incompetency. I mean, we try things. I mean, as human beings, we try things and we fail. That doesn't make us incompetent. It just makes us human.
Gotcha. So if I start a business and I bankrupt that business, And then I start another business, and then I bankrupt that business, and I start another business, I bankrupt that business, and it just goes on and on and on and on. Every single time I start a business, I bankrupt it. Am I a competent businessman?
Probably not.
Gotcha.
But
So
again,
if Donald Trump tries
to,
gotcha. So if Donald Trump tries to put in policies and fails, and then tries to put in more policies and fails, and then tries to negotiate this policy and fails, and then tries to go, add this into the United States government and fails, and then fails, and then fails, and then fails. If he keeps doing that, when does he become just a failed president?
I would say probably would. I mean, I'm not a political. I guess. Well, I mean, it'll be up to. Well, I was gonna say a political historian, but I guess historians will have to. I mean, looking back at the end of his administration, we'll make that judgment. But I would say if the majority of what he did, was a failure, then that would make him an incompetent president. I don't
Perfect,
think
because he
that-
already had a presidency, and we already did that. Yeah, so we already had a first presidency, and then presidential scholars sat down and they compared him against all other presidencies on a nonpartisan basis, and they rated him, and there wasn't he was ranked last, as a whole, and he never ranked higher than bottom 3 by any presidential scholar that's existed. So literally, we did have a past presidency of Donald Trump. It was rated on that presidency, and he failed. He was an incompetent president the first time. See, those constitutional scholars didn't think he was going to be president again, so they looked at it historically. But I guess he has another chance to, I guess get worse, I guess.
I mean, yeah, obviously the people who voted for him, disagreed with the historians because, again, like the example you said, which I think actually is a good example. If you have a businessman or business person who, repeatedly fails, logically, he should lose the support of his investors. No?
You would think so.
So clearly,
But
Trump,
that always. Blockbuster had investors all the way to the end.
After a certain amount of time, though, again, logically, people will not, people are not, most people are not stupid, and maybe,
that's wrong. Most people are stupid.
Fool me once, shame on me.
No, most people are stupid, though.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
But most people are stupid.
I would say maybe they're not as educated or as knowledgeable of what's going on, but I wouldn't say that.
No, I would just say people are stupid.
That
includes me. That includes everyone. I think people in general are pretty fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Just like across the board, people are just stupid. Okay, people base their ideals and all sorts of things off of emotions and all sorts of other things that have nothing to do with politics, right? People felt like the Biden administration was bad or wrong or any of that sort of stuff, right? And they voted based off of that. People feel that this or they feel that. People deal with emotions, right? And just is what it is. All right, people are just stupid, and this, again, that's not a left or right thing. That's just people.
I mean, I disagree, but that's
well, because most people would disagree. Nobody wants to think that they are stupid, and nobody wants to think that the people around them are stupid. It takes a lot of confidence to look at things at an objective standpoint and say that people are stupid, right? But the truth of the matter is, right, there was enough people in the United States that voted for somebody who had a failed presidency, who was rated as a horrible presidential scholar, and they did it based off an economy that didn't belong to Trump's, right? They did it based off of numbers that happened in an economy which Donald Trump took over, that were Obama's policies that had carried over from his recovery from the 2008 recession that was put in under Bush, right? But people were like, "Oh, I lived good under this time," and then COVID happened, and then everything went bad, and then people voted based off of how the economy was when Biden was president, even though, they're just forgetting about like the worst economic disaster since the Great Depression that happened. And that's pretty fucking stupid. But the truth of the matter is, maybe it's not stupidity. And the truth of the matter is truly, maybe it's not stupidity. Maybe it's that, and I think this is actually probably more accurate, right? I think that people don't have time to actually look into the politics for the things that they vote in, right?
Right.
They get
Yeah,
busy, they're working, they're taking care of their kids, they're practicing color guard like I spent all day doing, right? They want to have beers on Friday night, they want to, do their job, they want to feed their families. They want to do all of those things, right? And they don't really think about the fact of what they're voting, and so they have ideals, right? But those ideals don't create good political candidates. They don't create good decisions. They create vibes, right? They create feelings, right? And those feelings make people do stupid decisions, right? Feelings are what, get, people to marry, the worst person for them, right? It's feelings, right? And feelings can make you stupid.
Right. So I just quickly to interject. At the beginning, I think I don't know if you heard me. I think I said that I wouldn't say people are stupid. I would say they're naive. People don't take the proper time to do the research to figure things out. And also another thing which you didn't mention, which I think is part of the problem, is that people find one, either let's just say a news platform or podcast, and they listen to that. And if that satisfies what they want to hear, then that's what they're stuck in. And then they become very limited in their views, and then that influences their political views, and they don't have a full spectrum of what they're actually speaking about.
Right. I mean, this conversation, case in point.
I'm not. I can take criticism. I definitely could do more. Research into politics and whatnot.
Or like any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like you said, though, people are very busy, and
sure, if you have enough time to be on my live, then you have enough time to go research.
Well, maybe this is part of the research.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate that.
I am learning now.
I do appreciate that. I will say that my live can work as a form of research, a form of learning. I actually specifically put it out there for that. The problem with that is, sir, if you're going to learn, I'm just going to drop you down and move to the next person, because I hope you do learn. I hope you stay around. I hope you hit that subscribe button. Hope you hit that follow button, just like everybody else here. But I will have you do that from the chat.
Can I just end up in saying that even though I am a Trump supporter, I do like to speak to people who don't support Trump, because maybe there is something I can learn on the other side.
Right. And I just ask that you learn first and then come here.
Okay. Fair enough. Have a great day.
You too. And I don't think that's rude. Learn first, then come here. Learn points that you want to talk about, that you want to be involved in when it comes to politics, and then come talk to me about it. Okay. That's just the truth. Y'all, like I just said before, and I'm going to bring this back real quick. I know the numbers are just so weird today. Aces, how you doing? Acel's so tired. Y'all, all donations that come in tonight are going to be going to two kids that are escaping an abusive relationship right now. They are currently escaping Indiana, not Indianapolis. They are escaping Indiana. They made it to Kentucky. They are trying to get down to Florida. Their mom has escaped this very abusive relationship, and the kids are being abused, and they're staying in a temporary spot, and we're trying to get them down here in order to in order for their safety, so they can actually go to school. They are 8 and 10 years old right now, not even in school right now, right? Not even in school right now, because of the trauma that they're going through at this moment. Okay, so anybody who would like to donate, any donations that come through tonight are going straight to those kids. Let's start that off right now. Those are going straight to those kids. If you have the ability, the finances in order to help these kids out in any way, shape, or form, $1, anything like that, it's going to go a long way to helping these kids. No 8 and 10-year-old kids deserve to not even have started, not even be ready to start school on this school year, right? Because of an abusive relationship. And so I really appreciate it. Any support that you have, I really appreciate it. I've already gotten so many, and I want to thank everybody for the donations that have already gone there. For someone said, I don't know if it's true. If you're in my Discord or anything like that, you'll know. Yeah, and you've seen me do this for other donations that I've asked for, which this is only like my 4th or 5th time I've done this in the long time I've been streaming, right? I will provide receipts for anything that you guys ask for. No problems. No questions asked. I will provide receipts for every dollar that is sent and where it goes to and what it is used for. I have zero problem with that. There have been creators who have used money incorrectly. That has happened. Okay. So myself and Ari, and you guys know Ari, my girlfriend, who's another streamer, right? We will provide receipts for every single dollar. Every single dollar.
Insane.
Okay. No questions asked. Okay. There's certain like fees and stuff that like, that YouTube takes or whatever takes. Outside of that, every single dollar goes to them. Like I don't take a single dollar cut. Okay. So I will provide it forever. With that said, let me throw some thank yous out there for some people who have already sent money to help these kids, and I really, really appreciate it. I would like to go through every single person and say every single note and every single dollar amount, but there have been quite a few, so I'm gonna run through and I'm gonna just read all of them off. Lindsay, Carolyn, Ron, Terry, Mary, Lynn, Tara with the big one right there, and Ryan. Thank you so much for the Venmos. I really, really appreciate you on that. Adeline, Mary, and Edward, thank you so much for the money over on PayPal. I really, really appreciate that also. And then we have the super chats that have come through on YouTube over here. Patrick, thank you so much. Super Swag, thank you. Oh shoot, you can't see them with this up here. I gotta move this down. I'm sorry. I gotta move this down. I apologize. Can't see him over here. I'm moving the wrong thing. All right, cool. Patrick, thank you so much. Super Swag, thank you so much. Jocular, thank you so much. Pokemoon, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Tatted Tech, thank you so much. Airmaster Neo, thank you so much. Magnus, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Eric, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that also. Thank you guys so much for the donations. I really, really appreciate that. I don't know how much we're going to get to tonight. I calculated, Bella, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I calculated, that it's going to cost around $600 to $700 just for them to get down here. Okay. And then I was trying to get another few $100s just for school clothes and bunk beds and all that sort of stuff. To help them out. That's what I figured it would cost. Okay, that's my estimate. The number that I was given, truthfully, I knew was not enough. Okay, so I'm trying to get at least that 600 tonight, and I really, really appreciate that. I will do a quick calculation and see where I think we're at. But just let you know, I will also the first 100's on me also. So the first 100 is going to come straight out of my pocket because I want to make sure out of this money, like I said, that the 1,000 I think is really necessary. The first 100's out of my pocket. So if you have the finances, again, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you don't, I understand also. Okay. If you don't, I understand also. Don't feel bad. Okay. But we are trying to get the money to these kids, and we're going to do it as soon as we possibly can. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to open up these phone lines, see if we can get onto another conversation. I really, really appreciate that. I really hope I don't have to do a restart. I might have to do a restart over on the YT side because it has been pretty light right now. But I really, really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I support one thing about Trump, and that is his disregard for institutions. That's the only thing I support about him.
He doesn't have a disregard for institution.
Yeah, so
he has a disregard for the law.
What is there a major difference between that and institutions?
Yeah,
overall?
absolutely.
I mean, like when he doesn't go for congressional approval for things, like back when he was trying to suspend programs, like I think it was like Medicaid or food stamps or whatnot. I mean, he on the regular. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what body it is, if it's against his agenda, he will like steamroll over it. And I wish people on the left had that same ability to do that.
Well,
You know,
see, but here's your problem. You know what we call that?
authoritarianism.
There you go. Great one. You nailed it. People don't normally get that one.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I guess it just reminds me back to 2010 when Obama had a majority. And instead of just trying to get
It's insane.
Medicare for all done, something that people vitally needed and still need to, at this time, he spent his time trying to bargain with these people on the right. And I think that, at the end of the day, created the conditions for someone like Trump even taking office in the first place. Like, but people vote for that guy because they feel like these institutions don't serve them, and they would much rather have someone come and destroy it all. I'm not saying that's the right thing either, right? Like, I don't believe in destroying the EPA, destroying the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, any of that. But they don't see it like that. They see it as a bunch of things that don't work for them, which in some cases they didn't work for them, like in 2008 when we basically bailed out those big banks, right? So they would much rather have someone like Trump completely destroy everything because they don't feel like they're getting ahead in life. They feel like they're getting worse and worse off. Than someone who's saying, yeah, you know what, we shouldn't destroy the institutions. We should just, you know, keep things status quo. And I think that's partly the Dems in 2024.
But see, you're confusing status quo, okay? Because it's not a matter of status quo, okay? You are 100% right that there is a lot of things that Obama could have done with the supermajority that he had that would have been a lot better. I agree with that 100%. Okay. That could have, you know, done institutional change, right? But the thing is that there is a respect for democracy, okay? And when you lose that respect for democracy, it doesn't make things better. It has backlash and it makes things worse, right? And I'll give you an example of that right now, right? With Donald Trump trying to get 5 seats in Texas, right? Well, he's trying to go around the institution. He's trying to be anti-institution. He's trying to be against the status quo. He's literally telling a state how a state should act when it comes to redrawing in their districting, right? Well, what happens with that? Well, now the blue states start doing it, right? The blue states who had already had committees that were already put in place. Those committees were to make sure that there was fair districting. Right. And now they're circumventing their own districting in order to counteract the cheating that's going on by Donald Trump. Right. So it repolarizes everything. It doesn't allow people to come together. It repolarizes the entire system and makes the system worse. All right. That is what the type of things that Donald Trump is doing. And that's the exact same thing that would have happened if Obama had just ignored the entire system, ignored democracy, ignored our republic that we live in, and just done whatever he thought was what he wanted to do just to, you know, to get things done. We have a system. Is the system broken? Absolutely. The system is 100% broken. Okay. Should there be changes to our system? I 100% agree that there should be changes to our system. Okay. But when you completely disregard the system, completely take the system completely out, it allows the people that are the worst to be able to abuse the system the worst, right? The people that actually have morals, that actually have conscience, that actually have, you know, that want the will of the people, they're going to get caught up with their morals. And you have people like Donald Trump who don't give a shit about doing what's right for the people or living within any form of morality, that is able to just run free and do whatever the hell he wants, right? So while I do wish the left would take a little bit more of a stronger stance, no, this anti-democratic, this authoritarian, this, you know, anti-system type person is the way we end up, like. And this is not me trying to be like hyperbolic. This is not even trying to be like rage baiting. This is how you end up in Nazi Germany, right?
So you're more anti-populist. Am I understanding? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
I wouldn't say I'm. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought that was into your question. Go ahead.
No, I mean, so when you say this anti-system, institution, if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying that that sort of perspective leads to the same things that ended up happening in Nazi Germany, Italy, Japan. I guess I sort of struggle with it because I don't think the system's broken. I think the system's working the exact way it was designed to, right? Just to take a bunch of wealth and concentrate it, funnel it up from those at the bottom to those at the top. The thing is, before there was sort of this, maybe not illusion, but there were at least some guardrails in place to maybe slow that down a bit, especially during the New Deal age when we saw the utter horrors of capitalism taking place, just how bad it could really get when there was no institutional guardrail or anything whatsoever. But over time, these capitalists, and when I say capitalists, of course, I don't mean like small business owner. I mean the real capital owning class, the ones who owned, most of real estate, the pharmaceutical industry, anything and everything you could think of, the top 1%. They want their money back. They threw away the pension system long ago and replaced that with the 401k, right? Now they're trying to get charter schools to siphon off money from public funds so that they can eventually switch off to a private model. They're thinking of any and every way to privatize everything, and they're winning. They're doing a great job at it. Meanwhile, the middle class seems like there is no middle class anymore. Maybe on a pie chart it's still something, but really, at the end of the day, who's thinking that they can buy a new home today? Who's thinking
But
that they
how
can
is
send their
Donald
kids to
Trump
college?
helping any of this?
I don't. I think the left needs to get rid of this love for these institutions that don't allow them to, like the Supreme
It's
Court.
not a love
Remember when
for the
Biden tried
institution, sir. It's not a love for the institution. I think that's where you're confused. It has nothing to do with the love of an institution. It has an understanding that there needs to be an institution. Okay? That institution
Right.
should be changed to more benefit the people, right? But if you get rid of the institution completely, it does not help the people in the middle class or the lower class. It only helps the rich, right? Donald Trump is currently getting rid of the system and creating an authoritarian society, at minimum an oligarchy,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
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 And so, but dude, by the time we get to changing the system back to the middle class, there's not going to be a middle class or a lower class in order to bring us back to. Right?
How would you get rid of the Supreme Court? Like, how would you change that when you got Republicans in every step of the way that are going to fight you
first
tooth
of
and
all,
nail that really aren't going to allow you to?
Well, that's easy.
That's what I mean by
That's
fighting
easy.
against.
That's easy. There should be more Supreme Court seats and they should have term limits.
How would you get that done, though? How would you get more Supreme Court seats?
How would I get more Supreme Court seats? Well, I mean, our system actually does allow within our system to actually have more Supreme Court seats. Actually, if you look at the amount of districts in the United States, we should have more Supreme Court seats right now, to be completely honest with you.
Right,
But
exactly. We should have more House of Representative seats. I completely
100%.
100%. I understand that.
and
on
we should get rid of
paper,
the Senate. The
we
Senate
can
shouldn't
do this.
exist. But anyways.
But in real life, how do we get that? Why isn't that? How come that hasn't been done? It's because of the Republicans, right? So what will we do? We just wait around for one day to maybe eventually get in power enough to finally get these
What's the alternative?
institutional changes done? There is no alternative, and I don't think that's
There
gonna
is no
happen.
alternative.
I think these guys are destroying this country because they have a disregard for anything. And we won't be able to build anything because they're literally burning everything down. And instead of taking the fire extinguisher ourselves and putting the fire out, we're waiting for the fire team to come in and rescue us. I just think it's like a deer in headlights. Like, maybe not in every case. I'm probably overgeneralizing in a lot of ways, but I can't help but feel that I don't know, this complacency, this unwillingness. Like, you look at this now, the Democratic response.
Sure, hold on. Let's be very clear. I think we need to level set real quick. I'm not a Democrat. Okay? Nor do I agree with a lot of the stuff the Democratic Party is doing. Okay? Nor do I agree with the fact, like with a lot of the ways that the Democrats do things. I think that they've muted a lot of their politicians. I believe that they've become too centrist. I believe that they have become status quo in a lot of ways. The argument is not whether the Democrats are good. The argument is if Donald Trump is good, and you're saying that Donald Trump being the monkey wrench in the system is going to be helpful for the system. And I am
Oh, God,
arguing
no.
that
God,
that
no,
that
no,
was
no,
your
no.
whole argument. You said that he is not status quo. That is the one thing I agree with him on, is that he's not status quo, and so therefore he's not a part of this system. And that is
No,
what
no,
you
I
were,
think he's a part of that system. I agree with you in that he's a part of the system. He's taking a wrench for his own personal gain. He's not trying to dismantle anything that's actually going to be helpful towards the middle and lower class. I guess and this is probably a fault of mine for not clarifying better in the beginning. I think it's the fault of the left for not trying to do the same to actually build something in replace of this
not the
crumbling
left,
country.
the Democrats.
Well, yeah, I guess I wouldn't really call the Dems the left. Yes, the Democratic Party. I think that they could be using that aggressiveness that Trump has to have his own personal gain, but instead of it being personal gain, actually bring about material quality upgrades for the working class. I don't
I
know
agree with.
if that's
I can
better.
agree with that. The Democrats should be using their power in a way that is a lot more effective, and maybe have the ability to
Right.
kind of
right.
see
I
around.
apologize for making it seem like I was making it seem like Trump was bettering the system. God, no, I don't think he's doing that. I think he is just able to have a disregard over institutions that get personal gain. Meanwhile, when I see Democrats in power, they could be doing that same thing. They could use that same tool, that same disregard to bring about upgrades in conditions to the working class, yet they don't use it. They sort of want to default to using quorum and having bipartisanship.
I think they're losing that now.
Don't want to be bipartisan.
I think they're losing that now, and I really do. I am going to move on to somebody else. I do appreciate you, but I do agree with that. I do believe that they have used too much. That they have used quorum a lot too much. A lot too much. Goodness gracious, my English went out the window. They have used quorum like they've tried to have decorum and tried to be more civil. I think they're losing that though. I do think they're losing that. I do think that they're starting to be a little bit more aggressive, right? To be a little bit more forward, and that is a good thing. I do really appreciate that. But I am going to move on.
Thanks, man. You have a great day. I appreciate it.
You too. All right. I do agree with that. I do agree. I think the left is starting to fight back a little bit, which I do really, really appreciate that. So, awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all, I am going to do my PSA again. I'm sorry if you've already heard it. I do. Well, no, I don't apologize. I don't really care. I'm going to do my PSA again. Y'all, tonight, all of the donations that are coming out of this live are going to two kids that are very much in need. They're escaping an abusive relationship. The mom has gotten them out. They have made it from Indiana all the way to Kentucky. They are stuck there. We were trying to get them a rental car, gas, all the things needed in order to get down to Florida, where they have a home where the kids will be left for a bit in order to be able to start school and actually have some type of stability. But we're trying to get them. We're trying to get them to Florida. The person that's taking them in is 100% disabled veteran. All right, not able to work because of that. Right, and so she is doing everything in her power to try to get these kids down here and to try to take care of these kids and make sure that they have a place that they go to where they feel safe, where they're not in an abusive situation, where they're able to be strong and grow. They are 8 and 10 years old. And we are trying to raise money for them tonight. So any money that you send to me tonight, not gonna lie, whether you intend for it to go to them or me, it's going to them tonight. So if you have the finances in order to help these kids out, I really, really appreciate that. Again, I do vet anytime I do this, I do vet it to the core. And I have extensively vetted this, so I make sure. And if you have a question on whether I am going to make sure the money gets there, I am more than happy to provide receipts for anybody that wants it, and not an issue whatsoever. Okay. My Cash App, Venmo, PayPal are all Polypolitics, spelled just like in my name. So if you're on any site except for YT, it is there. It's in my link tree also, which is also there. But it's at Polypolitics. If you're on YT, it's get rid of the 1.0. But besides that, it's the exact same at Polypolitics, just like my name. I really, really appreciate that. Again, I am not gonna go through and read every single message because I am getting a ton of support. I really, really appreciate that. I said I was gonna count while I was talking to that last caller, and I totally forgot. I didn't get a chance to do that, so let me count as soon as I'm done here. But Amanda, thank you so much for the Cash App. David and Celia, David and Celia, both of you with absolutely huge Venmos. I really, really appreciate that so much. That is very, very sweet of you guys to be able to send that amount of money. That is just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being there and supporting these kids tonight. I really, really appreciate that. Michael says, I hope this helped. Thank you so much. I don't know what this roses are red, violets are blue. Myron Gaines the GOAT. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the 12 euros. I appreciate that. Our ARC, thank you so much for the $10. Jocular, thank you so much. Jocular, thanks, bud. Really, really appreciate that. Super Swag, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate that. Patrick, thank you so much. Bella, thank you so much. I think some of these might be repeats, but that's okay. The Nev Disruptor, just trying to make a difference. Thanks, Polly. Absolutely, Nev, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Jocular, again, thank you so much. It says term limits make justice chase careers instead of justice. 100%. An extra seats invited endless court packing wars. 100%. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate that. I do need to calculate it and put it all in a calculator and actually get the total amount that we're here. I am trying to get somewhere between 600 and 1,000 before the night is over. Again, every single dollar counts towards helping that move forward. But yeah, big W's in the chat for every single person who's supported. Kelly, I just saw that Venmo over there. Thank you so much. I really, 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 truly appreciate it. You guys are absolutely awesome. Like I said, I do not come to you guys super often for trying to finance things like this. I do my best not to, but when I do, you guys come through so hard, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Denise, thank you so much for that. Said, hope this helps. Thank you so much, Denise. I really, really, really do truly appreciate it. Like truly, truly, truly appreciate it. You guys have no idea how much this means. Obviously these kids are never going to know, right? Like these kids are never going to know where this money came from or that it came from y'all or me or anybody, right? They're just going to know they're in a safe place where they can go to school and make friends and be, like not in an abusive situation. That's all they know. Right. And I think that that's pretty awesome. Right. I think that that's pretty awesome. Truly. Where they can be kids. Right. Yeah. They don't need to be worried about all the shit we deal with here. Right. We deal with politics and finances and the economy and all that sort of stuff. They don't have to deal with all of this stuff, right? And good. You know what I'm saying? Like good. They shouldn't have to deal with the stuff that we deal with, right? We deal with this to try to make our future better for them, right? And that's why we do this thing. So thank you guys so much. Like really, like this is what I have this platform, and for you guys who have been with me on TikTok for a couple years, almost. God, we're coming up on a couple years since I started this TikTok. And for y'all on YouTube who have been with me for like a few months, and those of you on Twitch who have been with me for like 3 weeks, which is just like new here on Twitch or whatever. You guys know I do not do this very often, and I really, really appreciate it so much. But there is literally zero point in having a platform the size that the size of any of these platforms. But there's no point unless we're helping people. Truly no point unless we're helping people. And I really, really, truly do appreciate that. Joey, thank you so much for that Cash App. I really appreciate that. Barb said freedom for the kids. Thank you so much. James, thank you so much. Said as a survivor of an abusive environment, I commend your support for these kids. Much love. Thank you so much, James. I really appreciate that. Okay. I need to calculate cash, but I am going to bring up another caller while we do it. And then I'm going to we're gonna do one more big push to try to get these kids the support they need. So I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
19.
Awesome. Do you support Trump? Wasn't even a good one. Wasn't even a good one. Troll better. Troll better. Seriously. Sorry, you guys hear me typing over here. I'm literally trying to add up stuff over here. All right. Maybe we're not going to bring up any callers. Maybe this is going to be the night. And that's okay. That's okay with that. That's okay with me also. If that's what we do. Oh my goodness, I messed up someplace. Sorry. I'm not the math person. This is definitely Ari's this is definitely Ari's spot. Oh, good. That's a big number. Cool. That's not the right number. There's no way that's the right number. Sorry. I must be screwing something up.
It's insane.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Gina, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are $150, I believe. No, sorry. Yes, just about $150 plus sign. I know, guys, I'm trying over here. We're about $150 off of the goal. That's where we're at right now. We're about $150 off of the goal. Thank you so much, Gina. I really appreciate that. Said for the kids. I really, really appreciate that. If I calculated that right, I am not the math person. Ari's the accountant. I'm doing my, oh no, I did. Oh no, I'm off. I fucked up. Holy shit. Sorry, I fucked up. Damn it. I was wrong on that. Oh shit, I might have been short. Sorry. Shit. Okay, well, the good news and the bad news. I was off by a certain amount. I'll be completely honest with you. I was off. I was literally off by about $200. I'm sorry. That was on me. I had made a mistake when I hit the number. The bad news is I was off by $200. The good news is Kelly just hit that exact number in my Venmo right now. Just hit that exact number. So we are back to $150 off. We are back to $150 off right now. Kelly, thank you so much for that huge thing. I'm sorry I suck at math. I was trying my best over here. I'm a little amped up right now. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Kelly, thank you so much. Big W's to chat for Kelly. Yeah, that's fine. TikTok can give me a warning all they fucking want. I don't give a shit. I could give two shits. First of all, Kevin, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really, really appreciate that. Gene, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really, really appreciate that. Donald, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really, really appreciate that. And Tara, thank you so much for finishing off that goal that I had tonight. I really, really appreciate that for the huge $150 Venmo. I really, really do appreciate that. That is absolutely fucking huge. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely fucking awesome. And I gotta throw in the Watcher. Thank you so much from Germany. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely freaking monsters right now. Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Joyce, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. I really, truly do appreciate you guys so much. Again, all of this money will be going to, it will be going to these kids. Okay. So thank you guys so much. My goal was to hit 1K on here before the end of the night. We're already over that now. But it does not matter. Every single dollar that comes through here that's sent will go to these kids, to bunk beds, clothes, to getting rental cars for their mom and gas in order to get them to someplace safe. Truly, 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 every single dollar will go to this. Thank you guys so much.
It's insane.
You guys are absolutely just ridiculously freaking just so amazing. So amazing. And I promise you guys, I am not going to do one of these for a long time. I decided this is the last one I'm doing for a bit, because I almost didn't do this one because like I had to be sure. But thank you guys so much. I'm not gonna do this for a bit because I really do. I don't want to abuse your guys's like generosity in any way, shape, and form. Okay. I do not want to abuse your guys' generosity in the slightest. Okay. So I'm taking a break regardless of anything, but this was one that I wanted to make sure that we got done tonight. Okay. Zoya, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really appreciate that. And Joyce, thank you so much. And Ramon, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Kingpin said okay, Kingpin, I don't even care. What if you say Trump is good for the world, that's fine. I don't care. We're doing this for the kids anyway. Okay? So I don't care what side you're on. Okay? I truly don't. I truly could not give a shit what side you're of the political spectrum you're on. Okay? Truly could not give a flying fuck. All right? Could not give a flying fuck. We're doing this stuff for the kids. MAGA, you say that you're freaking pro-life and you're doing this all for the kids. Let's see it. Let's see it. Joe, thank you so much for the money over on Cash App. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for his kids. Let's see it. MAGA, where are you at? You really want to help kids out right now? We have a chance right now. We have a chance right now. Kingpin, I'm sorry if I misread that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize, Kingpin. I'm sorry. I'm amped up right now. I'm amped up. I'm sorry. That's on me. I apologize. Don't take it personal, all right, Kingpin? I'll put it up. He said I thought he was a Kingpin. I thought he was he's a Trump supporter. I apologize. That's on me. I'm very, very sorry. Okay? I misread your comment. I apologize. I'll put it back on the screen right now so we make sure that doesn't happen. Okay? I apologize. I'm sorry.
It's insane.
Marilyn, thank you so much for the 25. I appreciate that. Corey, why do I not have that notification on my screen over here? I want to read Corey's message real quick if I can. I don't know why it's not showing up on my phone right now. Because Corey, you guys know Corey. Corey's one of my mods. Corey's been around here for a long time. Okay? Corey's been around my mods for a long time. Corey, thank you for the huge PayPal, the $100 PayPal. I really appreciate that. So as someone who has had to move around a lot as a kid due to family issues, help those kids find peace, bro. W's a chat for Corey. Like I know that like this is not a situation that like this is personal to a lot of people. VJ, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. There's a lot. This is personal for a lot of people. Okay. This is personal for a lot of people. Okay? This is personal. Okay? As somebody who was adopted as a kid, myself, because my parents were not able, like, on drugs and because they were like abusive and not able to take care of it, and I was adopted because of that. Okay? This isn't just personal to y'all out there. This is personal to me. Okay? This is personal to me. Sorry, I see some people asking about Paylink, stuff like that. They're all in my bio. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. Okay? It's at Polypolitics, just like my name. POLYPOLITICS for all the Paylinks, okay? But this is personal for me. Okay? All right? Kids deserve to be kids. Kids deserve to have the ability to be kids. All right, sorry, I forgot I even took I guess I took this down. Sorry. I'm trying to keep the live movement, so I keep having to unflash it. Okay? Kids deserve to be kids. Kids should not have to deal with this bullshit. Okay? Kids should not have to deal with this bullshit. All right? I just got a message. I didn't even know this was happening. Okay? I truly didn't. I did not know that this was happening. I promise you, okay? But I told you that they're being taken in by a 100% disabled vet who's not working anymore, and she is trying her hardest to make sure that these kids have, that have just shelter and food and clothing and can go to school and live normal lives. Okay, and she just messaged me right now. She literally just said, and if you're out here listening, I'm sorry that I'm reading this on live. If you don't want this to happen, but she did say, I am literally crying right now watching your live. Thank you so much to you and Ari and every single person who is helping. I've been so scared that we might not be able to get them out of there, and I can't even describe the relief I'm feeling right now. That is what she just texted me right now as she's watching you guys support these kids. I saw that. I did see that. I did see that, Ari. That is what she is feeling. She is watching this happen. She is the person that is going to be making sure that these kids are taken care of. She is the one that is going to be using this money in order to make sure that these kids have again all the things they need. Carla, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Ruby, I did get it. Sorry, I missed it in there. Ruby, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Okay. And Diva, thank you so much. Diva Daisley, thank you so much. She is watching right now. Okay. And it would, even though you are watching right now, I don't even need to say your name out here. But truthfully, like, these kids don't need to know where this came from, okay? Truthfully. All right? These kids don't need to know anything, all right? For you guys that are just joining, I'm seeing a few people that are just joining right now, okay? Uh-oh. That's close. For the few people that are joining right now, we have a couple kids that are escaping an abusive relationship right now. They escaped Indiana. They're in Kentucky right now. We are trying to get them down, okay, from Kentucky down to Florida, okay, where they have someone that is willing to take them in, take care of them, make sure they go to school. I don't know what school starts, if you guys like where school start, like what time school starts in where you guys are from, right? But here in Florida, it's already started. These kids are not even in school right now. Okay, these kids are not even in school right now. Okay, they're coming down here with almost fucking nothing. Okay, we're just trying to make sure that they have that they have beds, a roof over their head, food, some clothes to not feel, like super self-conscious, when they go to school. Because I've been that kid as a poor kid too, right? Like the person that just messaged me, right? Like she's been going on, just like Facebook sites and all those sorts of things, right? Trying to find, hand-me-down like clothing and all that sort of stuff. To make sure that these kids are good. Okay. We're trying to just add to that and make sure that these kids are good right now, right? We got the money to make sure they can get down here. All of this right now is 100% like just on that. And again, y'all, if y'all for y'all that maybe a little bit newer to me that don't know me, all this sort of stuff, right? Like, I will gladly provide receipts for every single dollar that goes to these kids. I have zero problem with that. I will make sure that every single dollar is provided in receipts to make sure that these kids are okay. Okay, that's it. And I'm not going to use this platform for donations for a while because because this one is one that's big for me. So I really appreciate you. Okay. So I will make sure, okay, I will make sure that receipts are provided for all of this. And trust me,
It's insane.
I have a very close person to me that's math and accountant, so we'll make sure that we have all of those too. I really appreciate it. This is such a sweet super chat, and I have to put this up on the screen. I truly do. I have to put this up on the screen. Okay, I have to put this up on the screen because this is so sweet. All right, this is so sweet. I need to drop this down. It said, send my money to strangers so I don't spend it on drugs. Day 37. I'm glad I found the right stream. Holy shit. Holy shit. KX, thank you so much. W's in the chat for KX right now. Like, seriously. Like, I see every single fucking person in this goddamn fucking chat. I don't care what chat you're on. Better send a W to KX right fucking now. That is fucking epic. That is fucking epic.
It's insane.
That is absolutely fucking epic. I got nothing to say on that. I'm just gonna leave that up for a while. I'm just gonna let it sit. Because that's personal right there. That's fucking personal. That's fucking personal. Monica, thank you so much for the cash up. Appreciate that. Deanna, thank you so much. Rodrigo, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Derek, I didn't miss your super chat. I do see that. Thank you so much. Okay. I see all of them. That is some real shit right there, dude. That is some real fucking shit. That is some truly, truly, truly real shit. Elmira, thank you so much. James, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really do truly appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Lisa, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It's insane.
I'm gonna flip to this one real quick. Derek says, I don't want any president to fail because America fails, but I'm tired of extremism on both sides. Please use critical thinking skills money for the kids. I really, really do appreciate that, Derek. I really, really do. KX just hit it with the $200 super chat. The 200 on top of the 100 a $200 super chat. Right there. WDU2, sir. Thank you for what you're doing. Stick in there, everyone. Hope you all have good lives wherever you are. KX just hit it with the second super chat. Truly, truly. Whatever we do, this type of feeling is the one we can't lose, right? This is the type of feeling that we can't lose. All right. Truly. Sorry, I gotta move this up a little bit because I gotta get it off my face a bit. Truly, this is why we do this. For all of y'all, right? For all of y'all that have donated. Whether it was $1 or, or 200. Or 200, right? Just absolutely crazy. James, thank you so much. Lisa, thank you so much. I'm seeing one where it's asking for a friend request. I don't understand that one. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Carol said check PayPal. Did I miss a PayPal? Sorry. You guys are truly being so supportive. I'm trying to keep up. If I miss your stuff, I'm not trying to. I don't have a Carol on the PayPal. That hasn't shown up. I don't have that. Y'all, please, again, for the people that are like, I wish I could donate or I wish I could donate more, please don't. Okay? Please don't. If you're don't put yourself in a bad place in order to do this. Okay? If you have it, you send it. If you don't have it, don't send it. Okay? If you don't have it, don't send it. All right? Don't put yourself in a bad position. This is for, again, this is for people that can do it in order to be able to do it. Ryan, thank you so much for the Venmo. So we got to save them since Republicans hate them after birth. Isn't that the fucking truth? Isn't that the fucking truth? Isn't that the fucking truth? Thank you so much for that Venmo. I really appreciate this. I really, really do. I really, truly appreciate this. Okay. I really, really do. All right. CCC, thank you so much for that PayPal. I really, really appreciate that. I just saw that come through. Thank you so much. There might be a little delay on that, but thank you so much. Okay. I truly, truly appreciate all that. This is absolutely wild. Okay. Absolutely wild. I don't think that we've had this type of support for, I said this is maybe like my fourth one that I've done. I don't think we've seen this type of support for literally anything. Literally anything. Literally any support I've done. I don't think I've ever seen this type of support for anything. This is absolutely wild. Okay. This is absolutely wild. Absolutely, like truly absolutely wild. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with everything. I'm trying to keep everything. Yes, Jennifer, Polypolitics, at Polypolitics, just like my name. Yeah, absolutely. Let me reiterate again, Tara, I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm going to take this off. I'm not talking to anyone right now, and honestly, I don't need them on to not talk to someone. Sorry, I even got the hair out right now. Holy crap. Ugh. I'm checking all the stuff. Okay, I'm checking all the stuff on here. Yes. There are a couple kids, 8 and 10 years old, boy, girl, trying to escape an abusive relationship with their mom in Indiana. They've made it out of that to Kentucky. Excuse me. They are. We're trying to get them down here so that they can actually have a roof over their head and be in a safe spot, be able to start school because they haven't started school. They're not in a place where they can start school. The place where they're staying at actually has been not the safest spot ever. They've already been. I don't even know if I want to go into all the stuff that I know about what has happened with these kids. It's 2 kids street, 8 and 10. But the situation that they're not in is not a healthy situation for them at all. It was a temporary one, 100%. But we are trying to get them from there all the way down to Florida, where they have a place, a roof over their head. We can get them bunk beds, clothes, everything that they need to be able to start school, to have some type of safety, to have some type of support, to be away from that abusive relationship and actually start to recover from the situation that they're in. Okay. And like I said, when I was approached by this, like I said, I try really hard not to do these too often, right? And when I was approached by this and immediately I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical. I'm always skeptical. Okay. Because I know that people will
Insane.
use these type of platforms to try to get things out of it. I was very skeptical, but this is a person that I've actually known for a long time that I actually trust. Okay, like truly do trust. And I questioned it all the way down to where every dollar would go. Okay. Every single dollar. I questioned it all the way down. And I was given receipts and I was promised receipts all the way back and everything like that. So, again, I will provide any money. If you're in my Discord, I posted the last time, I think the last 2 times that I did this, I actually provided receipts in my Discord. I know the last time we did this, it was actually for Brett and for those of y'all that know Brett, and you can 100% check with his mods and his people to know that they got every single dollar of that, and there's evidence of all that stuff, right? So zero problem providing evidence and receipts. Okay, like truly, I have no problem doing that whatsoever. Okay, in any way or shape or form or fashion that you would like, does not bother me at all. Okay, so, and if you don't feel confident in that, then don't send money. I don't really care. Like truthfully, we've already made so much more than I thought we were going to be able to do tonight. Okay, like truly, we've already made so much more than I thought we were going to make tonight. If you don't feel confident in the situation, then don't send money. That's fine. Okay, it's okay. All right. We've already blown past my numbers that I thought I was going to get to tonight. So if you don't trust it, that's fine. But for those of you who will, I appreciate it. And again, like I said, if you all want receipts, just let me know. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. Not an issue. Cool. KR said, oh no, this isn't the one I want to pull up. Ryan, thank you so much. Said, even though I disagree with everything you say, we should be able to come together and support one another in their time of need. You know what? That's fine, man. That's fine, Ryan. That's fine. This has nothing to do with partisan politics. There's nothing to do with this. This is about doing what we actually should be doing for the people in the United States. That's it. For kids. That's it. That's all. Jennifer, thank you so much. I saw that Cash App. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Amanda, sorry if I didn't already say that to you. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was an old one. Thank you. All right. I want to make sure that anybody I didn't already say thank you to, I say thank you to really quickly. I appreciate that. Because I am going to get off and make sure that this gets to where it's supposed to be. I'm going to make sure we get off and get to where these donations are supposed to get to. Okay. Big W's in the chat for every single person that donated. Like I said, even so much as $1 to help these kids out. I really appreciate you. I really do. I really do. It is absolutely epic how well this community comes together. I said a long time ago I have the best freaking followers on social media. Not 100, like 100%. 100%. Because when people are in need, that is what this live is about, is actually caring about people and actually taking care of the people that are really in need, and doing everything that we can to make sure that the people that may be even less fortunate than we are able to have better lives. Truly, that is what this is about. So thank you guys so much. I will be back on tomorrow night at 7. We will not be doing, donations or a charity event. We're just going to have our normal live. We're going to have some conversations, some debates, some banter. Okay. But I do really, really appreciate you guys. And I will keep you updated, because I will say that I have, like I said, I have extensively dove into this, right? Jamie, thank you so much for that donation. I saw that. I appreciate it. I've extensively dove into this, and I will, Jennifer, it's at Polypolitics, whichever type you use. I do really, really appreciate it, and I will make sure that you guys get receipts, and hell, you might get pictures. We'll see. Obviously not the kids, but you might actually get pictures of where this is actually going to. So I will do my best, okay, to provide you with whatever you need. Besides that, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Okay. I do really, really appreciate every single one of you. You guys are absolutely awesome. Okay. And I hope, Carla, thank you so much. I hope you all have a absolutely wonderful night. All right.